Who's in the lead? Besides being at the crossroads of the most important decision you'll ever make, the other reason to visualize your future is because if you don't, someone else will do it for you. As Jack Welch, former teen and current business executive, put it, control your own destiny or someone else will. Who will, you may ask? Could be anyone. Friends, parents, media. Do you want your friends to tell you what to stand for? You may have fine parents, but do you want them to draw up the blueprint for your life? Their interests may be far different from yours. And how about the media? Do you want to adopt the values portrayed in video games or gossip blogs or on TV? By now you might be thinking, I'm going to chill and worry about the future when it comes. I like to live in the moment and go with the flow. I agree with the live in the moment part. We should enjoy the moment and not have our heads too far in the clouds. But I disagree with the go with the flow part. If you decide to just go with the flow, you'll end up where the flow goes, and sometimes it's headed straight downhill into a pile of sludge. You'll end up doing what everyone else is doing, which may not be your end in mind at all. The road to anywhere is really a life to nowhere, the saying goes. You need to decide what direction feels right to you. It's really never too early. Without an end in mind of our own, we often wind up following anyone who's willing to lead, even into things that won't get us far. It reminds me of an experience I once had at a 10K road race. Some other runners and I were waiting for the race to start, but no one knew where their starting line was. Then a few runners began walking down the road as if they knew. Everyone, including me, began following. We just assumed they knew where they were going. After walking for about a mile, we suddenly realized, like a herd of dumb sheep, we were following some dingus who had no idea where he was going. It turned out that the starting line was back right where we had begun. Never assume that the herd must know where they're going, because they usually don't. A personal mission statement. So, if it's important to have an end in mind, how do you do it? The best way I've found is to write a personal mission statement. A personal mission statement is like a personal credo or motto that states what your life is about. It's like the blueprint to your life. Countries have constitutions, which function just like a mission statement. And most companies like Apple and Pepsi have mission statements, but I think they work best with people. So why not write your own personal mission statement? Many teens have. They come in all types and varieties. Some are as long as a whole Bible passage, and some are as short as a 140-character tweet. Some are poems, and some are rap lyrics. Some teens use their favorite quote as a mission statement. Others use a picture or a photograph. Let me share a few teenage mission statements with you. The first one was contributed by a teen named Beth Hare. First and foremost, I will remain faithful always to my God. I will not underestimate the power of family unity. I will not neglect a true friend, but I will set aside time for myself as well. I will cross my bridges as I come to them, divide and conquer. I will begin all challenges with optimism rather than doubt. I will always maintain a positive self-image and high self-esteem, knowing that all my intentions begin with self-evaluation. June's mission statement comes from a quote from her favorite musician, Taylor Swift. To me, fearless is not the absence of fear. It's not being completely unafraid. To me, fearless is having fears. Fearless is having doubts, lots of them. To me, fearless is living in spite of those things that scare you to death. Stephen Strong shared this one. The first letter of each word spells out respect, religion, education, succeeding, productive, exercise, caring, and truthful. I met a teen named Adam Sosney from North Carolina who was familiar with the 7 Habits and was on fire about his future plans. Not surprisingly, he had a mission statement which he volunteered. Have confidence in yourself and everyone else around you. Be kind, courteous, and respectful to all people. Set reachable goals. Never lose sight of these goals. Never take the simple things in life for granted. Appreciate other people's differences and see their differences as a great advantage. Ask questions. Strive each day to reach interdependence. Remember that before you can change someone else, you must first change yourself. Speak with your actions, not with your words. Make the time to help those less fortunate than yourself or those who are having a bad day. Read the 7 habits every day. Read this mission statement every day. So what can writing a mission statement do for you? Tons. The most important thing it will do is open your eyes to what's really important to you and help you make decisions accordingly. A 12th grader shared how writing a mission statement made such a difference in her life. During my junior year, I couldn't concentrate on anything because I had a boyfriend. I wanted to do everything for him to make him happy, and then naturally the subject of sex came up, and I wasn't at all prepared for it, and it became a nagging constant thing on my mind. I felt like I wasn't ready and that I didn't want to have sex, but everyone else just kept saying, just do it. Then I participated in a character development class at school where they taught me to write a mission statement. I started to write and kept on writing and kept adding things to it. It gave me direction and a focus, and I felt like I had a plan and a reason for doing what I was doing. It really helped me to stick to my standards and not do something I wasn't ready for. A personal mission statement is like a tree with deep roots. It's stable and it's not going anywhere, but it's also alive and continually growing. Standing like a tree with deep roots helps you survive all of the storms of life that beat you up. As you've probably noticed already, life is anything but stable. Think about it. People are fickle. Your boyfriend loves you one minute and then dumps you the next. You're someone's best friend one day and they're talking behind your back the next. Thinking about all the events you can't control. Your family has to move. Your mom loses her job. The country is at war. A family member dies. Fads come and go. Skinny jeans are popular one year and out the next. Vampires are the thing. Vampires are overrated. While everything about you changes, a personal mission statement can be your deep-rooted tree that never moves. You can deal with change if you have an immovable trunk to hang on to. Uncovering your talents. An important part of developing a personal mission statement is discovering what you're good at. One thing I know for sure is that everyone has a talent, a gift, something they are good at. Some talents, like having the singing voice of an angel, attract a lot of attention. But there are many other talents, maybe not as attention-grabbing, but every bit as important, if not more. Things like being a good listener, making people laugh, forgiving, drawing, or just being nice. Another truth is that we all blossom at different times. So if you're a late bloomer, relax. It may take you a bit longer to uncover your talents. After carving a beautiful sculpture, Michelangelo was asked how he was able to do it. He replied by saying the sculpture was already in the block of granite from the very beginning. He just had to chisel off everything else around it. Likewise, Viktor Frankl, a revered Jewish Austrian psychiatrist who survived the death camps of Nazi Germany, taught that we don't invent our talents in life, but rather we detect them. In other words, you are already born with your talents. You just need to uncover them. I'll never forget my experience with finding a talent I never thought I had. To fulfill Mr. Williams' creative writing assignment for freshman English, I excitedly turned in my first high school paper entitled The Old Man and the Fish. It was the same story my father had often told me at bedtime while I was growing up. I just assumed he had made it up. He didn't bother telling me he had stolen the plot directly from Ernest Hemingway's award-winning novel, The Old Man and the Sea. I was shocked when my paper was returned with the remarks, sounds a bit trite, like Hemingway's Old Man and the Sea. Who's this guy Hemingway, I thought, and how come he copied my dad? That was my poor start to 4 years of rather boring high school English classes, which were about as exciting to me as a clump of dirt. It wasn't until college, when I took a short story class from an amazing professor, that I began to detect my passion for writing. If you can believe it, I even majored in English. Mr. Williams would have freaked. The Great Discovery. The Great Discovery is a fun activity designed to help you get in touch with your deeper self as you prepare to write a mission statement. As you walk through it, answer the questions honestly. You can write your answers on your handout, which is what you will do as a class. When you're finished, I think you'll have a way better idea of what inspires you, what you enjoy doing, whom you admire, and where you want to take your life. The Great Discovery. You'll start here. Here are the following questions that you'll be answering on your worksheet. 1. Think of a person who made a positive difference in your life. What qualities does that person have that you would like to develop? 2. Imagine 20 years from now, you're surrounded by the most important people in your life. Who are they? And what are you doing? 3. If a steel beam 6 inches wide were placed across 2 skyscrapers, for what would you be willing to cross? $1,000? $1 million? Your pet? Your brother? Fame? What inspires you? Think carefully. Describe a time when you were deeply inspired. List 10 things you love to do. It could seriously be anything: web design, dance, freestyle rapping, Pinterest browsing, eating ethnic foods, daydreaming, anything you absolutely love to do. If you could spend one day in a great library studying anything you wanted, what would it be? 5 years from now, a major news site is going to do a feature piece on you, and they want to interview 3 people you're close to. Who are they? And what would you want them to say about you? Think of something that represents you, a flower, a song, an animal, and then tell me, why does it represent you? If you could spend an hour with any person who ever lived, who would that be? Why would you choose that person? And what would you ask them? This person could be anyone, living or dead. Everyone has one or more talents. Which one of these listed above are you good at? And you can also include items that are not listed. Good with numbers, good with words, creative thinking, athletics, making things happen, sensing needs, mechanical, artistic, working well with people, memorizing things, decision making, building things, accepting others, predicting what will happen, speaking, writing, dancing, listening, singing, humor, sharing, music, trivia. And again, you can think of things that are not listed that you are good at. Getting started on your personal mission statement. Now that you've taken the time to walk through the Great Discovery, you've got a good jump start on developing a mission statement. Below, I've listed 4 easy methods to help you get started writing your own mission statement. You may want to try one of them or combine all 4 of them in any way you see fit. These are just suggestions, so feel free to find your own method. Method 1, the quote collection. Collect a few of your very favorite quotes. The sum of these quotes then becomes your mission statement. For some, great quotes are very inspiring. Then put your feelings into words. Method 2, the brain dump. Speed write about your missions for 10 minutes. Don't worry about what's coming out. Don't edit what you're writing. Just keep writing and don't stop writing. Get all of your ideas down on paper. If you get stuck, reflect upon your answers to the Great Discovery. That should get your imagination in gear. When your brain has been sufficiently purged, take another 20 minutes to edit, arrange, and make sense of your brain dump. The result is that in just 30 minutes, you'll have a rough draft of your own mission statement that you've created yourself. Then over the next several weeks, you can edit it, add to it, and do whatever else you need to make it inspire you. Method 3, the retreat. Plan a large chunk of time, like an entire afternoon, and go to a place you adore where you can be alone and turn off your phone. Think deeply about your life and what you want to make of it. Review your answers to the Great Discovery. Look to your mission statement examples in this book for ideas. Take your time and construct your own mission statement using any method you see fit. Method 4, the big lazy. If you're really lazy, use the U.S. Army's recruiting slogan, Army Strong is your personal mission statement. Hey, I'm only joking. A big mistake people